You feel it the moment you lift it, the weight of the sword pressing not only on your hands, but deep into your chest, into the hollow spaces you try to fill with certainty and purpose. Musashi was no different, a boy thrust into a world of expectations, duels, and the chaos of war that offered neither guidance nor mercy. Every step he took carried the anticipation of battles not yet fought, and the judgment of a society eager to define him before he could define himself. You recognize this in your own life, the unseen burdens of responsibility, the quiet demands of work, family, and self that pile upon your spirit until it bends under invisible pressure. The sword is both burden and teacher. Its weight carves discipline into the body and sharpens the mind. Endure this weight, and you learn the rhythm of resilience, the cadence of quiet mastery. The pressure feels unbearable, threatening to break you. Yet it is only in lifting what seems impossible that you begin to find the measure of your own strength, the contours of the man you were destined to become. Musashi walked alone. The roads were empty, yet crowded with the echoes of those who had failed before him. Each duel, each step, was undertaken without guidance, without a companion to share the burden or the triumph. You, too, understand this solitude, surrounded by noise, by voices clamoring for attention, yet disconnected from any sense of meaning. The storm of the world rages around you, yet there is no shelter, no comfort to cling to. Solitude exposes the weakness you hide from others, and sometimes from yourself. It confronts fear, desire, and hidden potential with merciless clarity. Every footstep on this path feels both punishing and necessary, for endurance is the bridge between who you are and who you must become. The pain of isolation is deceptive. It feels like emptiness, yet it shapes the steel of your mind. Each trial, a quiet hammer striking unseen, forging a resilience that no applause or recognition could ever match. The world moves fast, distracted, shallow, and indifferent. Yet Musashi learned to move against it, to see through it, to act within it without being consumed. He trained his mind in silence, sharpening strategy, patience, and observation as though the world itself were his sparring partner. You know the sensation of distraction, the pull of comparison, the emptiness of shallow victories, and how they erode identity like water wearing stone. The mind is a sword, and it is honed not in the light of applause, but in darkness, unseen and precise, capable of cutting through illusion, doubt, and distraction. Enduring the chaos of the world begins by mastering the battlefield within. You are this battlefield. Every thought, every hesitation, every fear is an opponent waiting to be confronted. In the stillness, the silence, the quiet deliberation of your own choices, the edge of your mind is forged, sharper than any blade, prepared for the trials that the distracted, noisy world could never understand. Fear walks beside you as a silent adversary, whispering doubt into the gaps of your mind, testing your resolve in every moment. Musashi faced this fear every time he drew his sword. Every duel a confrontation not only with men, but with the limits of his own courage, his own mortality. Pain was his constant teacher, endurance its reward. You, too, feel this fear, the fear of failure, of insignificance, of being stripped of pretense and left with nothing but yourself. These are not battles to avoid. Each confrontation is a crucible. Pain, when endured, becomes a mirror showing the contours of your hidden strength. Fear is not a wall to stop you. It is a gate to pass through, a test that reveals what you are capable of when you refuse to turn back. Stand in this storm, and you begin to understand every ache. Every tremor, every shadow is a teacher, and the lesson is always the same. Endurance is the forge of strength, and only by facing the unbearable can you rise beyond it. The void waits. It is patient, silent, and indifferent. Musashi embraced it, allowing isolation and reflection to sharpen his mind, to cultivate intuition where noise offered only confusion. You feel this void in your own life, in moments where the world's clamor ceases and only your thoughts remain. It is uncomfortable, frightening even, yet within this emptiness lies insight. Patterns reveal themselves that were previously obscured, clarity emerges from chaos, and the seeds of strategy are planted in the fertile soil of absence. The void is a forge. Fire exists not despite the emptiness, but because the emptiness allows it to burn. Discomfort, when faced willingly, bends the mind and tempers resolve. Sit within it long enough, and the lessons become clear. What the world ignores, what others avoid, is exactly where mastery is born. Silence is no longer a void. It is a presence that shapes, molds, and prepares you for what you are meant to endure. Discipline is invisible. It is built in repetition, in ritual, in the relentless pursuit of improvement without need for recognition or applause. Musashi's routines, his unyielding commitment to practice, forged a mind and body impervious to doubt, unshakable in the face of chaos. Contrast this with modern life, where shortcuts, distractions, and fleeting attention promise ease but deliver fragility. Each day, each strike of effort, each moment of focus is like a hammer upon steel, shaping strength that the world cannot see but cannot ignore. Mastery is not declared, it is endured. You must understand that greatness is not a gift, nor a headline, nor a trophy, but the accumulation of unremarkable, invisible acts performed with absolute intent. This is the forge, and every repetition, every sacrifice, is the flame tempering you into someone the world will struggle to bend. No matter how it tries, the battlefield has changed, but the war remains. Mental strength is a choice, forged in the acceptance of discomfort, in the resistance to distraction, in the mastery of attention. You walk through crowded streets, digital noise, endless demands, yet you can carry the mind of a warrior into this chaos. Small, deliberate acts of persistence, repeated without notice, compound into unshakable resilience. Musashi endured duels, storms, and solitude. You endure the subtle erosion of focus, the slow creep of distraction, the invisible pressure of expectation. Each act of resistance, each refusal to yield to convenience, each choice to endure the unbearable, sharpens you, clarifies your purpose, and aligns your inner authority. This is how the lessons of a swordsman from centuries ago map onto your modern existence. Endurance is not a relic. It is the foundation of clarity, focus, and self-command. Musashi's strength was quiet, invisible, it was forged in solitude, tempered in trials, and honed through relentless mental fortitude. Strength of this kind is like rivers carving stones slowly, invisibly, shaping contours no one notices until the work is complete. What unbearable trials could shape you, if faced with courage, if embraced rather than avoided. The storms, the fear, the pain, the relentless pressure, they are not enemies but sculptors of your spirit. Endurance is not suffering alone. It is the creation of a self that cannot be broken, a mind that moves through chaos with precision, a presence that the world cannot diminish. Sit with this truth. Let it echo in the silent chambers of your chest. The sword leaves no trace, but its mastery remains. The void is not absence. It is the arena of the soul, and within it, you will discover strength that will never abandon you.